Since the shocking discovery of J.C. Dugard last week, police have been searching for any evidence that might connect kidnapping suspect Phillip Garrido to other missing girls and to unsolved murders in the area. After 4 days of searching Phillip Garrido's property, authorities now say they've found no clear evidence linking him to the murders of several prostitutes in the area during the 90s. But Garrido is now a suspect in the disappearances of 2 other girls, both of whom were kidnapped within a 20-mile radius of Garrido's Antioch home. Michaela Garrett was only 9 years old when she was snatched from a store parking lot in Hayward, California on November 19, 1988. 2 months later, 13-year-old Eileen Michaloff was walking home from school alone when she was abducted in nearby Dublin. After finding J.C. Dugard alive, the families of these missing girls now say they have new hope.
I can't express how happy we are for J.C.'s family. Do we hope the same for ourselves? With every breath of every day, I hope.
Joining us now from Los Angeles is CBS News legal analyst Lisa Bloom. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning.
As you know, Phillip Garrido was convicted of rape and kidnap and sentenced to 50 years in prison, got out after 11. When the victim in that crime was here this morning, she told me that he got out because he was a model prisoner. Are you surprised, Lisa, that somebody who at his own trial admitted that he couldn't control himself, that he leered at young girls, got out so soon?
Absolutely, Maggie. He was sentenced to 50 years. He got out just short of 11 years. I mean, that is intolerable. The laws have changed over the last few years. I don't think that would happen now, but it is absolutely inexcusable given what he was convicted of. He wasn't just any sex offender. This is a man who kidnapped and violently raped a woman in a rape room that he had set up beforehand for this purpose. It's absolutely intolerable that he got out in less than 11 years for that crime.
And then he gets out and all his neighbors know that he's a sex offender thanks to Megan's Law. Everybody is aware, but he still manages to do it again, which begs the question, what good is a law if this can still happen so blatantly?
Well, the laws are only good as the police officers who enforce them. And in this case, we had all of the modern protections to monitor Phillip Garrido. He was subject to random visits at his home by the parole officer. He was registered as a sex offender, as you say. He even wore a GPS anklet over the last few years. But when a neighbor called the police and said, there's a sex addict living next door to me, he's got children in the backyard, the police officer failed to check the backyard. The parole officer who visited his home never checked the backyard. Now, police agencies have apologized for that. They admit that that was clearly an error. But we've got to have a higher level of monitoring and scrutiny of sex offenders if we're going to protect children in the future.
Do you think that this case will lead to changes in the law where law enforcement is concerned, or do you think they'll just have to learn an important lesson from it?
Well, we have to have more sharing of information to police officers who are on the ground trying to protect children every day. The police officer who got the report from the neighbor and went to the home apparently was not aware of the specific crime that Garrido was convicted of. If he had known, for example, that Garrido had set up a rape room, that he had built a special structure to rape his first victim, he may have been more careful in scrutinizing his home, going into the backyard, looking for evidence of anything that would indicate a future crime. So that information has to be available. We have to have a national registry. We have to fund the Adam Walsh Act so that children are protected. Absolutely.
Hopefully we're closer to doing what we need to do. Lisa Bloom, thank you so much.
Thanks, Maggie.